Interesting. Looks like this movie is quite divided. Yo, what's good? It's your boy Reviews, and I just came out of the theatre watching Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And the film centers on Scott Lang and his friends and family going to the quantum realm to face against Kang the Conqueror. As I said in the intro, this movie is quite divided. It looks like the critics are quite mixed on the movie, while the audience mostly like it. This movie is the first film in the phase 5. I will split this movie into 2 sections. I'll give a non-spoiler review and then I'll give a heads up warning on a spoiler review for the second half of the video. So my spoiler-free thoughts, I must admit, I actually liked the movie. Let's talk about the pros. I really loved Kang the Conqueror. This dude is a menace. This dude is terrifying. There are scenes in this movie that made me frightened for some characters, just the way Kang was just interacting with them and just his presence alone. Like whenever he was on screen, there were barely any jokes. Jonathan Majors' performance as Kang might be one of the best MCU villain performances, up there with Thanos, Killmonger, and even Loki himself. Once again, I really like how they develop and involve the characters of Hope Van Dyne and Michael Douglas's character, giving them a lot to do as well. Michelle Pfeiffer's performance was pretty damn phenomenal as well as Hope's mother, and it looks like this lady hasn't been telling a lot of things about the quantum realm to her daughter and her husband, leading to some tense moments between certain characters. And Catherine Newton as the new Casey Lang. She is the 3rd actress to play Casey Lang, and honestly, I think she's the best one. I really loved her performance and some of her comedic moments were pretty damn funny. She's a pretty damn likable character. Out of all the new young heroes, like the young version of Captain Marvel, the young version of the Hawkeye, female Black Panther, I feel like she's probably the best one out of the young new superheroes. I do love this development between her and Scott Lang, how she's pretty much grown up to be quite of a rebel in a way, taken after her father. And the visual effects are really amazing. I have to admit, probably the best VFX I've seen since Doctor Strange 2. Like, there are some beautiful shots, some trippy, mind-bending, wibbly-wobbly stuff in this film that should definitely be appreciated on the IMAX screen. You can honestly tell a lot of love and care was put into these VFX. But that's pretty much it for my spoiler-free review. Go check it out, I highly recommend it. Let's get into some spoilers right now. So if you haven't seen the film yet, then you have been warned. Spoilers ahead for Ant-Man and the Wasp 3. I love the whole backstory of how Kang got to this sort of quantum realm universe and his relationship with Michelle Pfeiffer's character and how he tricked her, and just him revealing that he's just burned down so many multiverses, and he actually referenced that he murdered a 4 in a different universe, which definitely caught me by surprise. I love how this movie truly opens up the multiverse saga and it ties into the Loki storyline. We do see Loki at the end of the movie in that post-credit scene with his agent buddy, so it's setting up for Loki too, and I'm liking how they're connecting the Disney Plus shows with the movies a bit more. Michelle Pfeiffer's character and how she wasn't telling the truth to Hope and Hank, how there's this whole universe of people in this tiny little area in time and space. They have this whole civilization and this world, and it's pretty damn amazing. I was honestly scared that she might end up being a villain and she might end up betraying Hope and her husband, but no, she's a good girl. Honestly, the best part of the movie, and probably the biggest surprise in my opinion, is the return of Darren Cross as MODOK. Just his new appearance alone and him just feeling like he doesn't feel like he's anything anymore. The scene between him and Cassie where he's like telling Cassie, "What am I? Tell me what to do, Cassie. I don't know what to do anymore." I don't know, after everything he did in Ant-Man 1, like him just being this nasty dude, I kind of felt bad for him in that moment. He looked super vulnerable. Him redeeming himself and saving the day, helping Scott and his friends, and then him just dying at the end. I love the moment where he called Scott his brother, even though they barely knew one another in the first film. That first end credit scene where you see all the Kangs coming together, and oh my gosh, it's getting scary now. It's getting terrifying. Cannot wait for Kang Dynasty. In terms of the mixed aspect of the film to negatives, I must admit that some of the side characters in that quantum realm universe were a bit meh. They felt like filler characters in my opinion. They were mainly there to give expositions to the main characters. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of missing Scott's team of friends. Where were the 3 dudes? Michael Pena and the rest of the dudes from from the first two Ant-Man movies, and even Cassie's parents were in this movie as well, so I kind of missed them. But it is what it is. I'm gonna be honest, I think this film is a step in the right direction. I feel like the MCU have really toned down the jokes and the over-the-top humor for this movie. Really good, it's got me hyped and excited for the rest of the movies. I'll give this movie a 7 out of 10 and a B-. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. But tell me in the comments down below what you guys thought of this movie if you've seen it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Like this video, subscribe for more movie and TV show reviews. I've done pretty much most of the MCU movies in review, so check out the playlist of all my reviews for them. But thanks for watching, and as always, a boy did the review, signing out.